Hey everybody, I want to give you a quick demo of Vectra's really powerful investigate capabilities. Vectra is able to store metadata for 30 days or more to help assist with investigation and hunting. And I'll show you really what that looks like in the platform so you can get a better sense of how Vectra can help reduce risk and escalate insights within organizations. To start, I want to show you an investigation. So Vectra has prioritized this marketing collab server, device in the environment, threat urgency score 100. We can quickly see from Vectra's attack graph that this threat has spanned multiple different targets. It's got a C2 channel that's running here to this minutemanvault.tech.org. And there's a lot going on. Enough for, in most circumstances, for me to know I need to take a response action against this host. What I want to do, though, in this case is dig in deeper and really understand the threat, understand basically, is this patient zero? Was someone else involved with the attack? Really get confidence that I fully understand the full breadth of this threat. And to do that, I'm going to dig into the metadata to extract some insights. This is super easy to do. I click in this Instant Investigate tab right here in the console, and it brings me into Vectra's integrated metadata experience. Here, I can take instant access to the underlying metadata independent of the detections that are triggered. This lets me review things like the DNS activity. I can review things like SMB file activity. I can review and answer tons of questions directly without having to write any queries. Now, I can look at the DNS traffic and see that there's nothing here that stands out to me as potentially malicious. I'm going to go pivot and actually look at this beacon activity. I can see that minutemanvault.tech.org domain here, the one that I showed before. This is Vectra's AI beacon data. Actually, we use AI to generate new metadata streams that help hunt and investigate. It's really cool to see this showing up here. Also positive to see that there aren't any other beacons going off of this system, indicating there's no other C2s or fallback channels running. I want to look at the SSL TLS data here too. Now, I can see that it looks like that Minuteman Vault definitely showed up there. Makes sense. There was this HTTPS tunnel. We can see it showing up here. We can also see that JA3S data. If I was running a different exercise, maybe I would hunt with that information or use that to double check things. But what I want to double check here is actually understanding more about this TLS activity. So I can click Investigate Further, and this will take me away from the host to Vectra's dedicated investigation workflow. Here, this is the Advanced Investigate page. From here, I've got a filtered view of all the traffic over SSL related to that marketing collab server. So instantly pivoted from instant investigations to advanced investigations here. I could then switch and go look at any network data stream and have that to understand all the traffic that's underlying this host that I'm looking at. Everything from radius to SMB, RDP, all this is easily queryable, as well as modern network data. So this is AWS, Azure AD, M365, Microsoft from Azure, all accessible from the same integrated console. Now, I came to this because I wanted to really understand and dig deep into that domain of minutemanvault.tech.org. This one here. You can see there was a few different sessions. I actually want to filter this, so I'm only looking at this domain to get a sense of kind of the traffic between these two systems. There was a beacon, so I expect to see a bunch of traffic going back and forth, and that's pretty consistent with what I see here. Now, this is a lot going on. I'm seeing the flow between a source and a destination here. Helps me understand a lot of information, but I want to take a different look at things. I actually want to zoom into this minutemanvault.tech.org and understand and make sure, without any doubt, that there is not anyone else engaging with this system. Now, to do that, I'm going to open a saved query. Saved queries are really effective ways for security teams to run investigations and hunts. I've got one that I built here specifically to do audits on external domains to make sure that no one else is talking to one that I'm looking at in the course of an investigation. What I can do is I've built this so that I can just fill in here the domain of interest, hit search, and it kicks off a SQL search against that metadata across all 30 days of environment traffic that I've collected, and come back with a result that summarizes for every day who has talked to this domain. And I can quickly see that all the activity from minutemanvault.tech.org all 957 sessions, all came from Marketing Collab server and all came on one day. So this immediately rules out any other systems that are also communicating to the C2. It gives me confidence that this breach started basically in this 30-day window. It started on that specific day. It has been running for multiple days. It gives me tons of understanding for me to confidently operate and respond to the threat that I'm looking at here. Now, Investigate is incredibly powerful, not just for investigations, but also to do proactive hunting. And Vectra makes it super easy to do proactive hunting because we come pre-equipped with searches that help unlock insights without you having to know what to go hunt for. Lots of time wasted on trying to figure out what the right questions are. We build those searches, we provide them to you. So as an example, I want to look in this environment and see kind of all the hosts that are looking and downloading lots of data in the environment. I want to see who are the top downloaders of data in the environment. And I got this pre-built query that's looking for data above a certain volume, grouping it by information, looking at a time range, filtering it down, ultimately giving me insights. I don't even need to worry about the query because it's pre-built, analyst recommended by Vectra. And I can see here from the different hosts that were communicating here, all the data that was being sent. And this host at the top, DC2 AWS US West.0.0, an asset that's actually hosted in AWS, was sending over 2 gigabytes of data outbound. Pretty concerning. I want to double click, and I can do that and pivot actually to the host page to see what was going on here. When we pivot to the host page, we can see, okay, yeah, Vectra's AI detections actually had already found this. They had flagged this and probably had alerted kind of the full SOC operation that there was definitely a threat going on here. Because that 2 gig of data that I saw in my hunt is exactly aligned with this smash and grab detection where 2 gigs of data were being sent outbound, as well as a whole lot of other things here. The whole thing here is that the metadata and the duration of metadata that Vectra is able to handle and efficiently process and gain insights for really help teams to do a lot more. It reduces their risk, it makes them more efficient and more effective at resolving and responding to threats.